Hey guys, I'm Kenzie and welcome to my new booktube channel. And what a better way to start off a new booktube channel than by doing the new booktube tag. Newbie booktube tag, or booktube newbie tag, whatever, you get it. It's a title, there's a title above, that'll have the correct one on there. But yes, so I figured what a better way than to start off my new channel or new booktube channel would be to do this. Good get to know me, open up for me to get to know y'all. Cool. Okay, cool. We'll start with numero uno, number one, question one. And that question is on my handy dandy iPad. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? So I started this channel, I didn't even know about booktube, to be honest, until a little while ago. My old friend of mine, she posted on Facebook, oh, hey, I've done this, go check it out. And I checked it out. I was like, what is this? Like, this is amazing. I had no idea it existed. And I'm so glad now because it's like, booktube is like one big giant book club, and that's amazing. And I had no idea there was this community of readers. Like, I knew there was a Goodreads, but I didn't know that there was a booktube where I could just like listen to a video, watch a video, and get to hear people's discussions. And it was just, I don't know, it was a truly magical find, and I am greatly thankful for Naomi for posting that video and showing me the light. I'll put a link to her booktube down below because she's amazing and fantastic, so definitely check her out. And she is the one who showed me the right path to booktube. So the second question I kind of had a hard time with. I mean, if you look at this, I treated this kind of like a school assignment. I feel like I didn't even fill in number two because I wasn't really sure how to answer it, because the question is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to YouTube? And I feel like it's kind of hard because I feel like everybody is super unique in their own way. So I feel like just by being myself and being on here, that's somewhat beneficial. I guess, I don't know, like, it's me bringing myself to the table, I guess. My contribution to the potluck. I don't know. That's I tend to think I'm fun. I might have a bit of dark humor, but I don't know. So I guess just being my weird dark self is a contribution to the booktube channel or booktube community. So question number three is, what am I most excited about for this channel, or doing with this channel? And that honestly would probably be just being a part of the community and being involved in that and being able to discuss books, ideas, characters, storylines, just getting people's ideas and opinions on certain things. There's definitely some books that I would toss, but then other people might like it, and I would like to know their opinion and see like why, and then maybe take that. I don't know, there's a lot of different things, and I look forward to like some of the events I go on, like the readathons. I look forward to being part of that. I really enjoy the like kind of, I don't know, I like that idea of the readathons. And I don't know, just honestly, it's just being a part of the community, really, though, like getting to make friends on here and getting to talk about books again, because I haven't really been able to do that in a while. A lot of my friends I used to talk with don't live around here anymore, and aren't really available anymore. So it's really nice to be able to get that out there and be able to talk with other people. My hands. Yeah, so that's question number three. So number four is, why do I love reading? And I love reading probably just the same as everybody else. Why they love reading is because it's a way to escape. It's a way to go to another world, to be able to see through characters' eyes, to feel their emotions if it's well written, to feel their emotions and feel like the pain, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, to feel the joy, to feel the butterflies, I don't know, that reading can do, good reading can do. It's crazy to think that words can literally make it so you're sitting on your couch and then the next thing you know, you're in a frozen tundra with a bear. I don't know. Golden Compass reference. But I just love that escape that reading does allow one, because it does, life sucks after a while. I don't know, like day to day, go to your job, you gotta pay bills, you gotta, like there's so many different things. So it's nice to be able to get away for a little bit. Number five is, what series got you into reading. I started reading when I was fairly young. I feel like the series that pops into my head is the Deltora Quest series by Emily Rhoda, or Rhoda, I don't know. But the Deltora Quest by Emily Rhoda, I really enjoyed that book series. I think she made another series after the main. And then I think there's even a show or a cartoon anime, I don't know, about it as well. I haven't watched that. I haven't read any of the secondary ones. The first series, the Deltora series, I absolutely loved. It was through these three characters who were completely different and had so many contrasts, and it was cool to see their interactions and the differences and the adventure. I loved, there's all these twists and turns. Great book series. Another series that I really enjoyed was the Spiderwick series, which came maybe a couple years after that. I think I was in fifth, sixth grade when those came out. I really like the Spiderwick series. I think those also have a new series, but I'm talking about the original one. The series Unfortunate Events was another good series, I think. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't highly in love with them, but they were entertaining. I love the Netflix series, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely the Deltora Quest by Emily Rhoda were probably the series that really got me into reading. So question number 6 is, what questions do you have for any of your favorite booktubers? I don't necessarily, since I'm kind of more new to booktube, I'd say probably my favorite booktubers right now are probably Clockwork Reader and then Alexa Dunn, although she's more author-tube, but I found her through booktube and she does a little bit of booktube. Love their channels. I think any question I have for them, or for anyone honestly, is how do you handle, what advice may you have on the anxieties that come with this, on needing to keep track of on a schedule of uploading, of remaining, keeping your interest. I don't know, mainly the scheduling on how you do your posting, and the anxieties of feeling, or maybe just trying to remind yourself you're doing this for you, not for anybody else, because that's a big thing. It's I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for wanting to be a part of a community, to make friends, and then not get sucked into anything, because I'm 25. I don't need to get sucked into anything. But I don't know, maybe advice on that possibly. I don't know. And then anyone else, if you have advice on that, post it below, please. So question number 7 kind of ties in with the one before, is what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I think the scheduling and keeping a schedule and posting. Right now, I just plan on posting just once a week, just because I have a full-time job. I have a lot of other things going on, and so I don't necessarily have the time to do more than probably once a week. I definitely worry about that, about keeping up with that and making sure I'm recording on just the weekends and not any last minute stuff, just keeping up with that in a schedule. And I've created myself a little handy dandy schedule on here, which is definitely helpful, and I've got things planned out into the spring, which is nice and definitely lowers a lot of anxiety. But I just got to make sure I keep myself on top of that, so I don't get caught behind, at least. So number 8 kind of ties in with, I think it was number 5. When did you start reading? When did you get into reading? And what comes to mind is 4th grade, mainly 4th grade. I don't know if other schools have it, but the schools around here I don't think they have it anymore, AR, or accelerated reading. And that's where at the beginning of the school year, and then in the semester, you take a test, and then you find out your reading level. From that, every book you read, each book in the library at school was given a point. That book was worth so many points. Les Mis was worth over 100 points, and I blew my mind as a 4th grader. The higher your reading level was, the higher the points that you needed to get for each quarter and then semester. And if you met those, then you got to do the AR parties, which could be a slumber party, a movie party. I think one time they went to go see Holes. I don't know. That definitely, I'm a bit competitive, so that competitive side of me came out, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to meet those goals, and through that I was oh, I really enjoy this. I enjoy reading. These stories are great. This is awesome. And I started doing book clubs too. Our vice principal, she did a lot of book clubs, and so I started joining those. So I probably really got serious about reading about 5th, 6th grade, when I started reading the Golden Compass series and there's a book, I can't remember the author's name. It's called The Sight. Great book. I'll put it up here, his name up here or something. It's a great book, and then that introduced me to all the rest of his books. Great books. And then eventually he did a sequel to The Sight, which is really good too. So definitely got more serious around then, but earliest about 4th grade. So question number 9 is, where do I read? And I usually read on my bed. Usually just toss and turn, move positions once my elbows get tired of holding one up, you know. So I usually read in bed. I don't have a fear of falling asleep because reading doesn't put me to sleep. I will read throughout the entire night. I have to force myself to put a book down to go to sleep. And there's nothing worse than reading a book all night. You're like, I'm gonna finish it till 6 in the morning, and then it has the worst ending ever, and you're like, I just wasted all that time. That hasn't happened. I'll probably make a video about that too. But yeah, I usually read in bed. Last year I did have, I downloaded Audible, and I had a moment where I had an allergic reaction that made me blind for a week, so I really relied on Audible. And so I would lay on, we had a beanbag chair, or we have a beanbag chair, and I would lay on that in front of the fire. We have a fireplace, and I would lay on that in front of the fire, and I would read Audible, or listen to Audible. So I probably do that too with reading, is just, especially with it getting really cold, probably just chill in front of the fire while reading my book. And once we get a coffee table, then I can bring my drinks in and not have to worry about spilling them too. So the 10th and final question is, what kind of books do you like to read? And I like to read fantasy. I really love fantasy. I dabble a little into romance, but honestly, like, the only series I will read of romance is the Dark Hunter series by Sherilyn Kenyon. I love that series. That series is amazing. She has created an amazing world, and the characters are fantastic, and it's very, I feel it's very more driven by the characters and story than the romance. I really love her series. I think she has a YA series as well that's kind of tied into that series. I think she wrote it for her kids, so that's like something they could show their friends at school, because they can't really show their friends a romance book because that would be inappropriate. I really like that series. But I really love fantasy. I absolutely love the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. I need to finish the last one that's in my pile of to be read. I kind of like dystopian-ish, kind of. I don't know, there's a couple that kind of snuck in, like the Red Queen series. It's kind of, in a way, is dystopian. You don't find out a little ways into it, and you're like, oh, this is the future. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but yeah, so like, I kind of like them. I think it's a very oversaturated, overdone, no more kind of a thing. Like, I didn't like the Hunger Games. Honestly, it's a very unpopular opinion. I didn't like them. Divergent, that whole thing, nah, not into it. The Selection series, I guess is dystopian in a way, maybe? Yeah, I don't know if it officially is. I'll have to look that up. But I do like the Selection series. I actually need to finish that because I think I'm on like the 3rd book and I need to finish it, and then I need to go on to the next part after that. My all-time favorite book is East by Edith Batow, and this is the new cover. They just redid it because West just came out in October, which I didn't even know about because East came out a while ago. Like, I first read it when I was in middle school, I think, and I loved it. I've read this probably 10 times, and I love this book. Every single time I read it, still good. Love it. This came as a huge surprise. Naomi from Tea Time with Naomi, I commented on one of her YouTube channel, oh my gosh, I am having a stroke. One of her videos, she talked about liking the alternating chapters between characters, like their point of view, and this does that. And I was like, oh, and she's like, oh, did you know this came out? Had no idea. So I am super excited to read this. I haven't read it yet. I just picked it up, and the covers are gorgeous. They're by Charlie Bowater, who is probably my favorite artist, my favorite illustrator. Her art is beautiful. I follow her on Twitter. I love her artwork. So the fact that she did these books, fantastic. So I look forward to reading that. All-time favorite book, which falls into the whole fantasy. It's like a retelling kind of ish of It's like a little of the Snow Queen, a little Beauty and the Beast-ish. I don't know, really good. I feel like whenever I bring it up, everyone's like, oh, is that the Golden Compass? Is that the book with all the controversy? Which those honestly don't. I read those at a young age, and I can say there's nothing wrong with them. Fantasy, a little romance. I wouldn't mind starting to read like fantasy sci-fi a little. Alexa Dunn, I had brought her up before. She has a sci-fi fantasy YA called Brightly Burning, I believe. And I wouldn't mind reading that. That looks good. And it sounds really good as well. It's like a retelling of Jane Eyre, I believe, in space, which is amazing. So I wouldn't mind doing a little bit more dabbling into sci-fi fantasy, which if you have any suggestions, definitely please leave comments below on those, on your suggestions, or comments on other fantasy books. And if you have some romance ones you like too, leave a comment. Cool. I'll look into it and I'll add more to my to be read pile, of course. So those are the 10 questions for the newbie booktube tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a bit more, and I look forward to getting to know everybody else a bit more as well. If you have any questions or would like to comment below on advice or any like suggestions for books that you think I might like or that you really like, please comment below. I don't mind adding some more to my to be read pile. Don't mind it at all. So for right now, I will bid you all a good night, good day, good evening, morning, whatever it is right now when you're watching this. Have a fantastic time, and I will see you guys next time.